with incredible suds.
Wrong answer, Nick. Today we're going to be foaming with Rinseless Wash.
Where did that even come from?
I'm a magician.
It's basically a unicorn product. It's
Yeah.
a rinseless wash that foams. Ivan LaCroix here with Nick McGurk with DIY Detail. Ivan, you've been preaching rinseless washes for years.
20 some years, yeah.
20 some years. What's a rinseless wash and what's it doing foaming?
Well, first of all, rinseless wash doesn't mean you don't pre-rinse before. It means you don't rinse after you've applied it to the surface. In this case, the Subaru, yes, it's dirty, but it doesn't really need to be pre-rinsed. But if you want to, you can pre-rinse the rinseless wash in your foam cannon with your pressure washer before doing the contact wash.
I've never seen you talk about a foaming rinseless wash before.
No.
How does it make you feel that this rinseless wash can foam at a higher dilution?
It's fun.
It's
You know, foaming is fun. And the traditional rinseless washing has a lot of polymers. And we have polymers as well. But we've also added surfactants and emulsifiers, meaning that our rinseless wash is a little different than the other ones on the market. And that difference allows it to foam.
and it cleans really well.
Definitely. Cleans well, does everything a rinseless is supposed to do, plus it foams.
All right, so where do we start?
Well, we start with our foam cannon and our rinseless wash. So let's move the incredible suds out of the frame here.
I'm sad to see Incredible Suds go, but till we meet again.
Till we meet again, we'll be back. And I've pre-filled with water to the 28 ounce mark, and we'll add 4 ounces of rinseless wash.
Okay, let's do it.
So basically you'll fill it up to the line that's on here. Let me unscrew this. So now we're gonna pour in 4 ounces, or up to this line, of rinseless wash. And we're almost there. There you go. 4 ounces is in. We have the right dilution ratio. Now, on the label, we say 4 to 5 ounces. 5 might be a little excessive.
Ivan's always gonna be the guy who's gonna preach efficiency, using less product to get the exact same result.
Right.
Because there's two things Ivan is.
I'm cheap and I'm lazy. People always say that it's unnatural to see me with a foam cannon.
And to see you using soap, which
Right.
this is not technically car wash soap,
No,
but it cleans.
Right. It cleans and it cleans very well. So we're gonna be foaming it on, but you're gonna do the foaming.
I love foaming.
Enjoy.
I don't even know where to start, Ivan.
On the car, preferably.
All right, we're gonna do wheels.
We're gonna do wheels, we're gonna do tires. Now, speaking of wheels, we're gonna change it up a little bit.
Okay.
I have our all clean in here in a IK foamer, and we're just gonna pre-spray on the wheels.
Explain the pre-spray of our all-purpose cleaner, All Clean, on the wheels, and what dilution did you put into that foamer?
Straight from the bottle. Our bottle is ready to use for exterior use. That's what we've done. As you can see, I didn't put much on there, and we can already see the browning coming out of the tires.
Look at this.
Yeah. And
Wild.
we can also see that I missed a few spots because of that browning. There we go. That, we knew these tires were excessively dirty. Now, if your tires are not that dirty, the rinseless wash is going to do a great job cleaning them up. But in our case, we knew that this car hasn't been cleaned in a long time.
Ivan, you foam the wheels with our all-purpose cleaner, All Clean.
Right.
And it's straight in a foamer. It's ready to use for exteriors, and it is browning the tires right
Right. We didn't use a lot of it. We just used enough to get the job done and to give our rinseless wash a little extra boost just for the wheels and tires. We don't need it anywhere else.
It's worth noting that you could use rinseless and get great results just foaming the entire thing, including the wheels.
Right.
But you see how nasty the tires are and the brake dust. It's good to give yourself a little extra boost for sure.
Right. So we knew that this one is an extreme case. So there we go. And off we go.
Here we go. I like to test a little bit down and away from the paint, just
Yeah.
in every situation. technique may vary. There's different ways to do this, but just have fun. I'm just kind of randomly, I'll do a little bit here, do a little bit there. Ivan, what is your foam cannon technique? I see you're giving me the look.
No, well, just saying that I've seen soaps that don't foam as much.
No, I mean, the foaming is incredible, right? Look at it, it's pulling down the dirt.
One of the questions we get a lot is bug guts. Will the rinseless take care of bug guts? Well, yes, it will. So let's see what it does to those bug guts.
One thing I'm noticing is as it clings and then goes down, it's bringing dirt down with it.
Oh, definitely.
So the foaming is not just a visual, it's fun to foam. There's a emulsifying of the dirt, there's a pulling of the dirt down.
Yeah.
And what that's doing is by the time we put our wash sponge, our wash mitt on the paint, it's giving us a safer contact wash, because when you look at a piece of dirt at a microscopic level,
right,
it's this jagged boulder. And when you take a dry microfiber on a dirty car, which a lot of people do this at car shows, you're just doing these divots into your clear coat. So the idea is you want to emulsify the dirt before you touch it with anything, rinse it off. It's just a way to safely wash your car.
Exactly. And now we said this is a rinseless wash. At this point, we're done. With the pressure washer, with the hose, we can start washing.
We're done?
No, we're not done washing. But we're done with the water.
So I have foam cannon in my head, like we're gonna spray this off, but that's unnecessary. And this is the beauty of the rinseless wash.
Right. At this point, we have our wash sponge. We already have our dilution in here, so we have 4 gallons of water and 4 capfuls, or 2 ounces of product.
I see you have basically gotten that to almost dripping.
Yeah, just on the verge of dripping, and off we go. I'm applying the rinseless to the surface. Now we've already applied it with the foam cannon, but now all I'm doing is the contact wash part.
Now I like the red foam a lot. It tends to be just a smidge more aggressive, which is really effective on lower panels and on windows.
Right, and on this particular vehicle, we can actually hear the contamination with the foam, never mind the clay towel.
There are going to be people here who are seeing rinseless washing for the first time.
Right.
Give me your technique and explain to me how this sponge works.
We don't want to take our sponge out of the water and do this. We're wasting product. And secondly, the sponge isn't working the way it should. We need the absorption of the sponge to take that dirt off the surface.
And I'm looking in here.
Yeah.
What's going on with this sponge?
Well, the sponge is actually absorbing the dirt into it, and when we put it back to the bucket, it's releasing it. So I've done the windows on this side, I've done the uppers, now we start doing on the lowers. And it's basically, as I said, we're applying. So I'm not scrubbing, I'm not rubbing, I'm not putting any pressure on the sponge. And another nice thing about the sponge is it reduces pressure points. Going back to my bucket every time.
Let me get some of those bug guts. Oh my gosh. So I got a pre-shot of those bug guts, and it's doing a really nice job.
Now, some of these are bug guts, some of these are actually little, what do you call it? Paint chips. And always get the underside of the mirror.
Missed the spot, Ivan.
That bug gut's on there just a little bit more. And we can just give it a little nudge with the sponge. And now that it's sitting on there, we can let it dwell just a little longer. When we come back, we'll do it again. Now we'll notice this car has no beading whatsoever, so it has no protection whatsoever. And as we go down the vehicle, make sure to get into the back here of the door handle. We'll just lightly, easily go down the vehicle. Washing from top to bottom. And look at the dirt I picked up on the sponge. So obviously the bottom of the car was very dirty. Put it into our rinseless wash. One little pass on the grit guard. And our sponge is clean again. Incredible Suds has done a good job of emulsifying them.
You just thought this was Incredible Suds. This is our rinseless.
Oh, sorry, yeah. There we go. So our rinseless has done a good job of emulsifying them. I see foam and Incredible, I think, suds immediately.
Some of these bug guts are basically etched into the paint.
Exactly.
But if you wanted to be a little bit more thorough in the cleaning, you could use the clay towel.
Right, exactly. And we actually will be using the clay towel. But first, we need to do the wheels.
That's always Ivan's task for me.
Exactly.
What do
He's
we have
young, he can bend over.
What do we have in the wheel bucket, Ivan?
We have Rinseless Wash.
What I'm really amazed at is how much cleaning the rinseless wash in the foam can has already done. Of course, we had the all clean working in our favor as well, which has been really nice.
Now, Nick, you've done a great job cleaning the wheel. We have a pressure washer here. So we are going to use the pressure washer to rinse the wheel off.
What we could do, honestly, is just wipe it down with a rinseless wash soaked towel.
Yeah.
Or a dry towel at this
Exactly.
point. And we could just kind of scrub the rest of the tire, but like you said, why not use the pressure washer? We've got it.
Yeah. And you know me, I'm lazy. Hey Nick, while you're at it, why don't we have a bit of quick beads on the wheel since you've got the pressure washer in your hand already?
One day I'm gonna get revenge from Ivan always telling me to clean the wheels, but I do actually enjoy the reward of a dirty wheel cleaning.
Yeah.
And this is actually super cool.
It is. Now, quick beads before using it, always give it a shake.
I had my hand out because I was really excited.
Yeah.
Okay, explain quick beads as I give a few spritzes on a wet rim face, which is
Right.
clear coated just like your paint.
Exactly. And quick beads is a water activated graphene formula that you put on the wheel or on your car or anywhere. Let it sit for 30 seconds to 2 minutes, somewhere in there. The hotter the temperature, the more sunlight you have, the faster you need to act.
Anytime you're using any car wash chemical, direct sunlight's not gonna be your friend.
No.
Work in small sections and don't let things dry. That's just a good rule of thumb no matter what you're doing.
Right. Now, it's been 30 seconds, you rinse it off.
And we like to rinse bottom to top.
Exactly.
It's quick beads, it's beading. What
Yeah.
do the beads mean? Obviously there's protection there. I've noticed it's a slicker dry once you've done quick beads.
Right.
But tell me why that would be important for your paint and also your rims.
It's acting as a drying aid. Now, with a rinseless wash, we don't need a drying aid. It is its own lubrication. But if you're using Incredible Suds, you're rinsing it off. You're leaving water on the surface. That water is a solvent. That water isn't a lubricant. So you need some form of lubrication. Quick beads can do the job for you. It acts as a drying aid. But in this case, we're going to be using ceramic gloss.
You know, I look at this as a perfect example. You're at home, you don't want to use a ton of water. Maybe you're in your garage or your driveway.
Right.
You know your wheels are nasty, so you're going to use a pressure washer, but you're going to avoid the rest of the vehicle. You could rinseless wash the rest of the vehicle. You could foam the rest of the vehicle.
Exactly.
But to reduce water usage, you don't need to rinse the rest of the vehicle.
Right, and for those of us that live up north, in the winter, you don't necessarily want to be throwing water around everywhere because it's cold. So this is a great way of doing it. And now we've seen, you know, the rinseless, there's still a little moisture on the surface. We'll get to drying it before it gets too dry. So Nick's going to be drying the wheels before they get too dry on them. And I'm going to be using the ceramic gloss and just a little bit on the surface. You don't need a lot. I'll avoid spraying Nick. And now the ceramic gloss is on the surface. We're going to use our drying towel. And this is a twist loop drying towel. I like to keep it folded myself. So we're drying the rinseless, but at the same time spreading the ceramic gloss. Now another way with these nice big towels that you can work, because you don't want the towel hitting the ground, is use one hand as an anchor point and the other hand move the towel around. Make Make sure we get in behind those door handles. And by having the anchor point up top here, I'm assuring that the towel cannot reach the ground. And even though this car is contaminated, hasn't been washed in a long time, we already feel slickness with it. That ceramic gloss really quickly and effectively amps up that slickness that we're looking for and gives us protection.
I'm gonna use a leaf blower. It's a great way to get all the water out of the lug nuts to dry your tire down, because before you apply our tire lotion, your tire shine, you're gonna want dry tires. Otherwise, it's just not gonna stick, it's not gonna adhere, it's not gonna look as nice.
No, exactly. And if you have a leaf blower at home, well, why not use it?
Why not use it? Don't get lazy. Don't apply tire shine to a wet tire. You're gonna regret it later.
Exactly. Now to apply the final little cherry on the sundae, tire lotion.
What brush do we have in our hand? What do you have in your hand?
So this is a flag tip polypropylene brush. Works great with the tire dressing. A brush with tire dressing? Yes. Tires are not smooth-sided anymore. They used to be really smooth-sided. It was very easy to apply a tire dressing. If you have a truck with the big knobby tires and all that, you'll really appreciate this. So we take our tire lotion, we spray a little bit on the brush, and the brush gives us really good control where we're putting the tire lotion. Now these tires probably haven't been dressed since they were new, because the tire dressing is, well, it's doing something, but not much. So we'll actually put a little more tire lotion on the tire.
People might wonder, should I spray it on the tire or should I spray it on the brush?
Well, normally I spray it on the brush, but this tire needs a little bit more help.
And from experience, I know that if you get a little bit of overspray on your rim face, it's very easy to wipe down. It's probably not what it's meant to do, but it actually does give the rim faces of my Subaru a little bit of a pop for a day.
Yeah.
But it is not how we designed this tire lotion. But I just want to let you know, if it happens, it's not the end of the world. It might actually look good right away.
Yeah, actually I have a few drops on there, so we'll grab a...
It'll be easy to wipe off because it has the quick beads protection on there.
Yeah, so we'll grab a utility towel and just get those little droplets that I had on there. And we'll let the tire lotion soak in. Like I mentioned, this tire hasn't seen tire lotion in a long time, or may have never seen tire lotion. So we'll allow it to soak in for a little while, and then we'll come back with our utility towel and just level it off. One additional little use for the tire lotion is these lower rubber parts. They're looking a little worse for wear, so we can give them a little new lease on life, make them look good, and protect them at the same time. So tire lotion, same brush we use for the tire. So we spray a little bit on our brush, and from there, simply apply it. To the textured plastic. Then from there, we take our utility towel and just gently wipe off the excess. And I did get a little bit on the paint here, so we'll just wipe it off. And my utility towel is damp.
So Ivan's wiping down these tires. We've let it sit for a while. Now we're gonna basically give it that matte look. We don't want that super greasy look, although some people do love that.
Well, you know, if you've got a 70s muscle car, 60s muscle car, it was the look that you want. More modern vehicle, you want a more subdued look.
All right, folks, do you like a foaming rinseless or a more traditional rinseless? We love this. We have a playlist for rinseless washing right here. Go check it out. We'll see you there.